I'm a multi-layered type of person, you know. Very complex. Hey everybody, Luxinda Swirl here. New day, new project. There will be a resin tumbler in this video. There will also be a bunch of other projects because today the main focus is testing out my brand new Hiipoo, H-I-I-P-O-O, Mini Heat Press. While they did send me this product to test, the opinions I express after we've gone through all these tests will be my own opinions. Hiipoo has just come out with this. They're really excited about it, so we're gonna put it through its paces. In the box, you get the press itself, a nice stand, keeps it up off the table surface. Get a user's manual that explains everything about the different settings. It also gives you heat and pressure for HTV, for transfer papers, for sublimation paper, on different kinds of fabrics and different kinds of surfaces. So the information you need is here. It should also be available on whatever you're using. For example, if you're using HTV, the HTV packaging should also have its specific heat and time of pressing and even pressure settings listed there as well. If you don't have that for some reason, then you can refer to this chart. The only thing here that really needs to be discussed are the 3 temperature settings, which are low, medium, and high. The low setting used with sensitive base materials that transfer between 295 degrees Fahrenheit and 330 degrees Fahrenheit. The medium setting, this will be for products where you need 330 degrees Fahrenheit up to 365. And finally, the high setting, this is heavy duty material, a temperature of between 375 and 410 degrees Fahrenheit. Otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. Don't put this in water. Turn it off and unplug it when you're not using it. Don't let kids play with it. It gets very, very hot. It's like an iron. So if I turn it on, okay, now it's on. And it matches the colors. So this doesn't change. These aren't little LEDs that will light up. Whatever color you see here matches one of these 3. That's how you know what setting you're on. So that's medium, that's high, and then back down to low, which is blue. It flashes while it's heating up. So right now it's heating up to the low setting. I think I have to hold it down to turn it off. This also comes in the package with the heat press, just a place to keep it. It's a nice canvas bag. You can also, you know, press some HTV on here if you want to. And you get a little spritz bottle. And we're gonna put everything off to the side and I will run through the first project with you. Well, this is a tote bag. I got this at Walmart. This was a package of 3 canvas bags available at Walmart. I already used one of these in a different video. I will link to that below if you didn't see it. But I wanted to use this one. The Hiipoo people, along with the machine they also sent me some HTV. Okay, so the 2 packages of heat transfer vinyl they sent me with this machine to test is your basic black, 12 inches by 8 feet of black HTV. And they sent me the same thing in white. I thought that would look really cool on this gray. And rather than doing something small, because this is a mini heat press, I thought, you know, let's be more ambitious, because why not? So I thought I would decorate the tote with my name, because I don't do that very often on my channel. I mentioned the name Luxinda Swirl, but I don't talk about Cindy very often. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack the offset down first, and then once that's on there, obviously I will layer on the white on top, and it should look pretty cool. I might end up doing this on the other side as well if I like how this turns out. I won't do that for this video. If you see this side, that should pretty much tell you how the other side's gonna look. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is press this to get out the wrinkles and to take out any moisture there is and give myself a nice flat surface to work on. This is actually one benefit of the mini press versus, say, a clamshell type press or the auto press I have, or even an easy press. An easy press would probably be okay, but when I used my auto press, I had trouble because I didn't have a Teflon pillow to stuff in here, a pressing pad. So it was really hard for me to figure out how to get these out of the way and this gusseted bit down here so that I could press the middle part flat. And obviously we aren't going to have that trouble with this. We are going to press exactly where we need it and nowhere else. So I kind of like that. I'm going to check my HTV package. This needs 285 to 305 Fahrenheit, medium pressure, 12 to 15 seconds. So look at my little chart over here, and it says 285 to 305. That will be low. So I want to turn it back on, and it comes up ready to heat up to the low temperature, which is between 295 and 330. Once this heats up, we'll just do a press to flatten everything out. Did you hear that? It made a cute little sing-songy noise and it stopped flashing. So we're ready to go. In this case, I don't have a specific time in mind. I'm just gonna press till it stops looking wrinkly. Okay. Now, I guess I could fold this and do a little crease here. I do still see the middle line there, so we can use that. Put that there. And put my sheet of parchment over it. Now, I need to make sure I cover the whole thing. I want to tack it down, but I don't want to do a full press on it yet. Clearly, slow and steady is the way to go. And not do that. It was going really well there for a couple minutes. All right. Not perfect, but again, my first time ever doing this. Okay. This one's going to be for the full 15 seconds on the whole thing. So obviously in sections. Okay, I will say this was a particularly ambitious project for something this size. However, the benefits here: don't need a pressing pillow, don't have to go all the way out to the other end of my house where the bigger 15 by 15 press is. I don't have any sort of easy press that would be about that size. Don't have any of that. So this is good. I mean, I'm not unhappy about this at all. I'm glad I tried it. Now, this is a cold peel per the HTV package instructions. I obviously did not do that with the first layer. That I treated like a warm peel, and maybe it would have worked better if I'd waited a little longer. We're gonna put this aside to cool off and move on to the next project. Okay, I promised you a resin tumbler. I have this one. This was layered mica hatching method doing rainbow. I will link to this video below if you haven't seen how I made this. I love how it turned out, but I haven't done anything with it since then, so I thought, this might be a kind of cool time to put more rainbow on there. Well, I have 3 pieces of HTV here. All right, we will put this aside to cool off and see what happens. So let's go back to this, which is completely cool to the touch now, and see how Cindy did this time. How this layer of Cindy went. I'm a multi-layered type of person, you know. Very complex. Yeah, much better. Yay! Oh, that worked great. Look at that. I'm so happy with how that looks. Now, by warm peeling, or even you could say hot peeling the first layer, I already pointed out that I stretched a couple spots and they're a bit wonky. That also meant that the inner layer didn't fit quite as perfectly. I absolutely love it. Will I do this again? Oh, you betcha. I think this looks fantastic. I'm so excited. The HTV worked perfectly. 15 seconds, cold peel, perfect. Any little problems, user error entirely. So, yay. Okay, for my next project, this is another kind of cheapo, it's just a little canvas bag. So I am going to press it first, but then I'm going to tack on this adhesive HTV. It is not meant to be colorful because all it does is it tacks a layer of stickum basically onto wherever you put it on the bag. And then we are going to do something on top of that. So let's start by pressing this. Okay, there's that. I'll let it cool a bit. And then I'm going to put our stuff on here because that's really what this bag is for. It's for stuff. So like that. Now I just want to tack this down. And basically you heat it until it goes clear, which it's doing pretty quickly. It's really hard to see, but it is staying on there. Okay, so it says stuff. It's not particularly sticky right now. A little tacky maybe, but not sticky. So what I wanted to put on there is some transfer foil. Yay! This is all per Jen at APS, Artistic Painting Studio. I've seen her do this multiple times. So that's what I'm hoping for, is it will turn out as well as hers have. I don't think I really need to heat this up too much. It just needs to get sticky enough that the foil transfers. Okay, put it aside, let it cool. We'll bring it back. Okay, the cup has cooled off. Let's see how this went. Perfect. Oh, that's so exciting. Let's see how this did. Totally cool. Look, it worked! Woohoo! Oh, that makes me so happy. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? Of course it is. It's beautiful. I love it. It's sparkly and it's turquoise and I love it. Yay. So here's what we've made so far. So far, so good. A couple little snafus with this one. My fault. I rushed the peel, but yay! Now I will of course have to put a layer of resin over this before I would consider the cup complete. Okay, so on to the next two projects. Okay, here's the next project I'm going to tackle. This is a nice cheap ball cap from Walmart, and I want to put what's left of the hearts here, and I'm gonna hold it in place with some heat tape. All right, now I'm not going to put anything over it. I'm going to wear my heat gloves, and I am going to use this Teflon pad. I do not have a hat form to press a hat against like some folks do. I did not get one just for this project, but I believe if I take my Teflon pressing pad and do this just right against the back, I can press on that. So let's give that a try and see what happens. So it's on low, and I'm going to press it for at least 15 seconds. Again, you'll get the hang of the time and the pressure and the setting and all of that once you experiment with this a few times. Obviously, if you had a hat press, that would make more sense. But you can use one of these mini presses, and that's sort of the point of what I'm showing you. A mini press can do just about everything that the big presses can do. It just sometimes takes a little longer. And it's perfect for small stuff, obviously. It's probably pretty good. I'm gonna put this aside and we're gonna let the hat cool off. It'll be a cold peel. In the meantime, I'm gonna set up the next project. I will have to change the temperature setting on here to high, but I'm gonna wait and see if the hat is okay before I change it from low to high, in case we need to press that heart a little bit more. But I'll show you what's coming next. I have a piece of Hiipoo, H-I-I-P-O-O, the people that sent me the mini press. I've also provided sublimation paper that I use all the time. Links to everything below. And I printed out one of my favorite patterns. This is, I think, called Tie-Dye Flowers. And because it's sublimation ink, it's not as vivid as it will be once it's heated up. but I wanted to use this as sort of a background and make some refrigerator magnets. So I wanted to show you they're very thin. It's just basically a piece of metal with the sublimation blank on one side. And there is also a protective layer of thin film you have to peel off so that you're sublimating right onto the sublimation layer or the blank. And then I'm gonna put 3 of them down. I was going to do more, but because I have to hold this onto each one for 60 seconds, I'm just gonna do 3 to give you an idea. Let's try and do like 3 different colors by using that one. And obviously this is just going to be a pattern on a magnet. I just want to show you how this works. You could do this with photographs printed on sublimation paper with sublimation ink, but you could do little photographs, cute little, I don't know, cartoon graphics or something like that. These magnets are 2 inches square. Now I'm going to put everything out of the way. Our hat has cooled off, so let's see if this is acceptable or if I need to press it a little more. Look at that. I have a ball cap with a beautiful holographic sparkly heart in the middle of it. You could put a saying, you could put something down here. You could use the heat transfer adhesive and put something down here and then foil it like we did with the little canvas stuff bag. All right, so that means we're gonna move on to the final project. I'm gonna turn this up to high and it's gonna start flashing again while it warms up. I'm gonna use a Teflon pressing sheet this time to protect. This table underneath here is made of metal. It's, I believe, stainless steel, but I still don't really want to heat it all up to 400 degrees. Oh, that was quick, actually. This is to protect everything from ink that might blow out when this sublimation sheet is heated. I want to make sure everybody's on top of the pillow. All right, so it's on high because we need it to be 400 degrees. And I'm gonna hold it on each one for 60 seconds and I will fast mow through this. You're just gonna have to trust me because I don't really wanna make you watch nothing for 60 seconds. All right, now I'm gonna let everything cool off because these are metal, and therefore it's going to be really hot, and I don't want to deal with that right now. They're kind of pretty. These are cool enough that I can touch them without any danger of hurting myself at all. So let's see what we got. Ooh, look! Isn't that beautiful? It's even got a little sparkle to it. I didn't realize the blanks had a little sparkle in the background there. Ooh, with a dash of purple in the corner. That's pretty. Hey, that's beautiful. Okay, now you turn them into magnets. They give you the magnetic backings for these, along with all the blanks. I think they're 20. So 20 blanks that you sublimate onto and then 20 backings. So this is one of these sheets of magnet that they have cut down to be exactly the same size. You peel off the paper, revealing the adhesive back to it, and then you very carefully line it up so that it covers the back. And now you have yourself a beautiful, patterned, gorgeous, sparkly refrigerator magnet. So there we go. 5 different projects you can do with a mini press, especially this beautiful mini press from the Hiipoo company. Again, links to everything below, everything I used here, where to get all of it, links below. Oh, I have put a final layer of resin over this. I didn't add anything to it, so it probably doesn't show up on camera. I will be getting an outdoor sunshine shot of all these things. I just wanted to show you here on the work table first. So stay tuned for the pretty shots outside. And thank you for joining me today.